I think it's not. I think
Sorry.
yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
No. So what we are doing is like we are writing driver dot find element. So here we'll write like by dot x path. So once I have written driver dot x path, so it will return as like web element. Okay, I'll write like element. So I want to import this thing as well. So here I'll write like web element. I will import this web element. And here I will write like a driver dot switch to frame. So inside this frame, what I will do is like I will pass this element. Okay, we'll pass this element. Once I will pass this element again, what I will do is like a driver dot find element by dot x path. Within the double quotes, what I will do is like here I will end with semicolon, and it will return me the web element. Web element. I'll write text element. I will write because what we are doing is like we are getting a text. Okay, so once like we have written this, then we need to create the locator for this sample text as well. So let's remove this, and this is the locator. Okay, let's copy this one, /h1, and at the rate id equals to Sam. Okay, so we are getting two things, but whenever you write driver dot find element by dot xpath, it will take only the first one. Copy, and here we'll paste. And again, system dot out dot println. I'll print this text. Okay. Give me a minute. Let me plug charger. Okay, so what I will do is like I will print this text element. Save, and let's run this code. Let's see whether it will launch the browser and it will go inside the application. We came to this application, and let's see, here we got the text, but it is not like whatever we expected. So what we need to do is like, we want to get the text, but what we are doing is like we are printing the look like web element. Instead of web element, we will use like a driver dot like text element dot get text. Once we write like this, then it will give us the proper text. Let's see what happened. So you can able to see this is a sample page. This is a sample page. Okay, like that it handled iframe. So let's see how we can handle nested frames. Okay, nested frame in the sense frame inside frame is nothing but nested frame. Okay, so let's click this and scroll up. So this is the frame. Okay, this is the main frame, parent frame. Inside a parent frame, we have a child frame. Okay, so let's see how we can handle this nested frame. Okay, so first of all, we have a frame. Inside that, we have another frame. So first we need to go the parent frame, and then we need to go child frame. Okay, so here what we are doing is like we are switching first for the parent frame, and again we are going to the child frame, and yeah, in the child frame details we are printing. Okay, so let's see how we can do. Control E. Let me write frame. So 15 frames are there. So instead of that, I want this frame only. So here we have like ID. So at the rate ID. So we got one frame. So when I write like at the rate ID, we got a unique frame already, which is present in our code. So what I will do is like this is for first like handling one frame. Let me create another class handling nested frames. Nested frame. Okay, let me go and let me copy this up to here. Yeah. Why? Because I copied up to here because the same locator which we have. Okay. So let me take the locator one more time. Copy. So I'm pasting the locator here. So what we are doing is like we are writing driver dot switch to frame. So once we switch the frame, and again we need to find a child frame. So before child frame, I want to print this parent frame thing. So here what I will do, I'll write a locator for this body. So inside this body, we have a parent frame. Okay. So what I will do is like here, web element, okay, web element, like parent. This one, let's consider this is a parent frame. So I'm changing this to parent frame and copying this, and here parent frame text. Okay, let me copy this thing here, and I will paste it, and I will remove this thing, and I will write body. Okay, so I want to print the text. So system.out.println parent frame underscore text dot get text. So it will print a text for us. So once we get this thing, and one more time, what I'm doing is like I'm copying this. Here I'm writing driver dot switch to, sorry, I'm writing child frame. So here I'm writing driver dot find element by dot xpath. So instead of XPath, what I will do is like, will write index. Okay, so we have a method that is called index also. You can able to see the frame int index. So it will pass the indexes also. So in the frame, we have a child, only one child frame. Okay, only one child frame. So you can able to see here, we have a frame. Inside that only one frame we have. So that's why what I will do is like, instead of this by.x path, what I will do is like, sorry, driver dot find element, all these things I will remove. I'll comment this thing, and here I will pass a index 0. Okay, index 0 means it will take the child frame which is present, like parent frame. Inside parent frame, only we have only one frame, that is child frame. So that's why I'm passing index 0. And I want to capture the text. Okay, so let me capture the text inside the child frame. Okay, so here what I will do is like, I will write body p tag, copy, and here what I will do is like, I will write this thing, and here I will write like child frame text. Inside this I'll write like /p, so it will return a text for us. So then I will take the system.out.println. Here copy this text and paste. Okay, so what we are doing, first of all, we are like switching to the parent frame, and after that we are going to the child frame. First of all, we are switching to the parent frame and we are capturing the text. And again, what we are doing is like, we are going to the child frame, and inside the child frame, we are capturing the text. Okay. Right click, run as Java application. Let's see. So we have given a wrong URL. So that's why it got failed. It will fail. So instead of that, I need to pass a proper URL. Let me pass the proper URL. Save, right click, run as Java application. Let's see in the console. Now you can able to see in the console, we are getting a parent frame and as well as we are getting a child frame. Okay. So like this, we will handle the frames. And also I want to back to the parent frame. So at that time, we have a function called driver dot switch to parent frame. So once you have written this command driver dot switch to parent frame, so it will go to the parent frame. So for confirmation, what I will do is like, I will capture this text one more time. Okay. So instead of parent text, I'll write frame text because for the ambiguity. So let's see whether it is switched to the parent text or not. And again, So for removing your confusion, what I'm doing is like switching to parent frame. Okay. And again, here what I'm doing is like switching to child frame. Okay. And again, what I'm doing here, switching back to parent frame. Okay. So let's see. Right click, run as Java application. So now you can able to see here what it happened. So we have entered to the parent frame. Once we go to the parent frame, we have a nested frame. So inside that nested frame, what we are doing is like we are going to the child frame, and again we are switching back to the parent frame. Okay, is it clear how to switch the parent frame and child frame, and how to switch back to the parent frame? Is it clear? So
Yes, sir.
yeah. So once we switch to the parent frame, I want to come the direct web page instead of coming back to, like, once we switch to the parent frame, I want to come, the control comes to this whole web page. So how we can do it? Let's see. So let me take the XPath for this text. Okay. What I will do is like a div at the rate ID. Okay. So this is also under a frame. Let me do one thing. This one also I want to switch. So instead of this, okay, I want to take this text, nested frame. Okay. So let me copy this. Here I will mention class main frame. Okay. Let's copy this one. And before, so what I will do is like I will write system.out.println system.out.println frame. So before that, what I will do is like a driver dot. We have one more method that is like switching direct to the page, means control is coming to the whole page. For that, what we will do is like a driver dot switch to default content. Okay, driver dot switch to default content means it will come to the control comes to the that whole web page. So for that verification whether the control comes to the whole web page or not, what we will do is like we will write a like for verification we will write like driver dot find element and we'll get the text. Okay, driver dot find element by dot XPath. So inside that I will pass this XPath and I will get the text. And again it will return me string main heading text And let's print this thing. Copy this thing and save. Right click, run as Java application. Let's see. We are in the same page only, but the operations are different. Let me see what it happened. So you can able to see, first we switch it to the parent frame and we captured the parent frame text. Again, we switch it to the child frame and we capture to the child frame text. And we are switching back to the parent frame and we are capturing a parent frame text. And here, what we are doing is like we are switching to the default content, means the control comes to the whole web page. So at that time, what we are doing is like we are capturing the text nested frames. Okay. So here what I will do is like I will write switch to the default content, means whole web page. Whatever the default content is present in the web page, it will switch. Okay. So is it clear how to switch the frame? Everyone, is it clear?
Yes.
Yeah. So like this, we will switch the frame. So in the interview, they will ask the question like how to handle the frame. So at that time, you need to say like a driver dot switch to frame. So there is a different ways to switch the frame. So generally we have a different methods. So what we will do is like we will write like driver dot switch to frame. Inside that we will pass a web element or we will pass a index or otherwise we'll pass a string. So all these methods we have, and also we have a method to switch the parent frame, switch back to the parent frame. That is like a driver dot switch to parent frame. Using this, we will switch back to the parent frame. And we have a one more method like driver dot switch to default content, means it will switch to the default content page. Using this, you need to explain this thing. Okay, so this is an interview question. What is the how you can handle frame? So at that time you need to say we have a command or we have a method that is like a driver dot switch to frame. So a driver dot, whenever we write switch to frame, it will return as a target locator. So inside the target locator, we have a method called frame. So inside that we will pass the web element or index or string. Like that you need to explain. Okay. Like this we will handle frames. Okay. Okay. Is it clear, everyone? So is there any doubts? Okay. So yeah. So how many locators we have in Selenium? What are they? Yeah.
Class
Yeah. Class.
name,
Yeah. Class name.
XPath,
XPath.
tag name,
Tag name.
link text,
Link text.
partial link text,
Partial link text.
and ID.
ID. And CSS selector.
Yes.
Yeah. So this one is the interview question. Day before yesterday, like one of the candidate, like one of the interview asked this question. like how many locators do you have in Selenium, like that. So you need to answer like there is 8 types of locators that are ID, tag name, name, class name, okay, link text, partial link text, and CSS selector, XPath. Like this you need to explain. And they will ask you one more question: what is the difference between relative XPath and absolute XPath? Sorry, what are the types of XPaths we have? So at that time you need to say there are 2 types of XPaths. One is like a relative XPath and the one is absolute XPath. So relative XPath starts from double slashes, and when it comes to absolute XPath, will start from node. And one more important interview question, that is like what is the difference between CSS selector and CSS selector and XPath. So when it comes to the CSS selector is bit faster than XPath, and CSS selector is only it will traverse only unidirection. Okay, only it will traverse from only one direction, that is like top to bottom. When it comes to the X path, it will traverse from both bottom to up and top to down. So due to that, CSS selector is bit slower than bit slower than CS. Sorry, X path is bit slower than CSS selector. Okay, you need to explain like this. This is an interview question. They ask. And yeah, what is the difference between find element and find elements? Can anyone tell me what is the difference between find element and find elements? If it is wrong also, it's fine. So let me explain what is the difference between CSS, like find element and find elements. So find element is used to find only one element, and if in the find element it will not find any kind of element, it will throw no such element exception. And when it comes to the find elements, it will find a list of web elements. Okay, and if the find element in the find element, it will not find any element, so at that time it will not throw any kind of exception. So, and one more thing, like in the find element, whenever you write like find element, sorry, in the find element, when you write like the list of, for example, in your CS, in your locator, it is giving list of elements. So at the time, what it will do is like it will take the first value, whatever coming in the in that locator whatever the first element is coming, it will take only the first element only in the find element. Okay, these are the differences generally. And one more interview question: how you can handle the windows? So how we can handle that windows? We can handle the windows with the help of like a driver dot switch to window. Before that, we have a method called a driver dot switch to driver dot get window handles. It will return as a list of web elements. Using that, we will iterate the list of web, yes, not list of web elements. Driver dot get window handles return a set of string. So using that, we will iterate that set of string, and we'll get the session ID, and we will pass that in driver dot switch to window. Okay, like this we will handle the window. You need to explain this thing. And how you can handle alert. So how we can handle alert? We can handle alert with the help of driver dot switch to alert. Okay, and we have a method. It will return whenever you write like driver dot switch to alert. It will return a alert interface. Inside alert interface, we have a functions like accept, dismiss, and send keys. All these functions we have. Using this, we will handle. Okay, how we can handle frame? Driver dot switch to frame. Inside that, we will pass like web element or index or string. Okay, like this we will handle. These are the interview questions generally they will ask. Okay, and yeah, generally they will ask like this. And one more interview question: what is the difference between close and quit? Okay, the close, it will close the current window which is opened by the current driver. Okay. And when it comes to the quit means it will close all the windows which is opened by the current driver. Okay. This is the difference between quit and close. Okay. These are the interview questions generally they will ask. And I think we covered alerts, window, and frame. Tomorrow we'll discuss about like explicit wait and implicit wait and what is a fluent wait. Once it is done, we'll discuss about we will discuss about the few topics in a web element, like is displayed and is selected. All these things we'll discuss, and few more topics we have, like actions class, select class. All these things we'll discuss. And one more thing, JavaScript executor and take screenshot. Once it is done, we'll move to the Maven, and also we'll go for the GitHub and Jenkins. After that, we'll go for the framework. How we will design a framework, how we'll design the reusable methods and all. Okay. Is it clear, everyone?
Yes.